heels in wrestling are supposed to be the ones that tell the truth. Because, in honesty, they can lie, but at the same time, they can speak facts in their promos. And AEW does this extremely well. Go back to AEW during the pandemic, whenever you had Jon Moxley out for a while, and they actually outright mention this stuff. And, whenever you hear a heel cut a promo, sometimes you can agree with what that person said. He may be a complete jerk about it, but it works. It's all about building sympathy for the face, but at the same time, the heel is speaking some factual information. Now, MJF mentioned the pillars of AEW, the 4 pillars. And this is definitely something to do and reminiscent of the 4 pillars of All Japan Pro Wrestling. Obviously, Misawa involved in that, which was a great callback to bring this up. Because it puts over the fact that these are the future guys. It also puts over MJF as well because he's beat them. And I agree entirely with his list in terms of the 4 pillars of AEW. It's Jungle Boy, MJF, Darby Allin, and I'd say Sammy Guevara may be the one I probably disagree with. So because I think he has potential to be one of the top, a star, and he's already getting there. But he feels like he is just a couple steps away from being like that super duper star like a Jungle Boy, a Darby Allin already is, and MJF already is. He feels like that 4th guy where you're not necessarily sure you agree with that take. Now, in terms of somebody else who could fit that role and be that 4th or 5th guy, that 4th pillar, it's tough to think about because there's so many guys that are former WWE castaways. There's not a whole lot of like true, honest to goodness, homegrown talent that can be considered a 4th pillar. I think there's a few guys that can be in that consideration. And I give you those right now. I think Dante Martin, based off of what they've been doing the last few weeks and months, having him in tag team action with Matt Sydal and having him showcase his ability, there's no doubt in my mind the sky is the limit for somebody like Dante Martin and the way he has gotten over. Every time he's on television, I see Twitter blow up. It's not necessarily super duper trending, but people are loving what they're seeing from this guy. He's doing stuff that we've never really seen before on television. I think he has a strong case to be a 4th pillar. Now it's all about how does he sound in promos? How does he work as an entire character? Because it's one thing to have flashy moves, but beyond that, what else can you do? It's something that's kind of doomed Ricochet to a certain extent. Ricochet was phenomenal in New Japan, more because of the fact that he just had to do moves and flips. It's not necessarily about the promo. It's about what goes on in the 20 by 20 squared circle. Outside of that, I think Wardlow is going to be a future star in AEW. Once he breaks away from MJF, that pop is going to be huge. And I think Wardlow has a huge chance to be a big-time babyface and be that 4th pillar. It's a very big pillar, but I think the feud with MJF and Wardlow is going to kick all kinds of ass. Another one I'll throw out there, and this is a little bit more out of left field for me, because I love a lot of these guys that we talk about. But I think the one that stands out the most to me when it comes to the future of AEW, it's got to be 2.0. 2.0 in terms of a tag team, they're loudmouth, like goofballs and almost geeks, but it's endearing. And I want to see what they can do going forward because they have that intrigue. And another one that I'm going to throw out there, I think we got to bring up the Gun Club. We got to bring up Austin and Colton Gunn. They are going to be somebody to look forward to in the future. And if they keep winning like they are, they're going to get pushed. And the way they're building them up for an angle, maybe with the Big Show, could be kind of fun. At least it's just the way I think about it. There's a lot of other ways this could go. So for me, I think potential 4th pillars in terms of singles guys, it's got to be Dante Martin, and I'd probably say Wardlow. Another one that I feel like could be a future just big star and big name has to be, I'd say, Ty Conti or Anna Jay. Because again, it's a different world compared to what it was back when we talked about the 4 pillars of All Japan. There's a chance where there's a women's division wrestler that could be leading the way for years to come. And I think Anna Jay or Ty Conti are going to be your next 2 like top tier baby faces of the company. Now, whenever they do win, I think if Anna Jay or Ty Conti wins over Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, that crowd is going to be going 8 for her, because while some fans love Britt Baker and she gets over in her hometown and people love the DMD, I feel like when she loses the title, people are going to pop huge for whoever wins it, and it needs to be a big babyface that's built up extremely well. And I feel like Anna Jay, Ty Conti, they're both young, and they've both been a prominent part of programming because they are very much good-looking women, and also they have gotten so much better. Ty Conti has improved so much, and I've talked about it before on the podcast, is that Ty Conti is so much more improved now than what she looked like in NXT. Anna Jay, since coming back, has gotten better. She was improving before the injury. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Could we see Ty Conti and Anna Jay in a program with each other where they're having to go number one contender and they're having to fight each other for this golden opportunity that may not come back? There's a way you can tell the story. So for me, I think there's a chance where a women's division wrestler could be in that mix. Outside that, though, it's very tough because the way AEW has been booked, especially in terms of what they do with Dynamite and now Rampage, you're featuring a lot more of the, as I like to put it, the PWG guys. You're seeing Adam Cole be used more, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, the Young Bucks. You're seeing more of those guys, Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley. You're seeing the best of the best of the best. Meanwhile, you're seeing more of the Dark Order stuff. You're seeing more of Joey Janela's of the world out there on Dark Elevation and Dark. You don't know. It's a very stacked roster to where if you're not watching at least Dark, I'm not saying like skip out on Dark Elevation, but if you see a match that you're looking forward to and are interested in seeing, go out of your way and check it out on Dark or Dark Elevation. But it's obviously more about what's going on the main roster, and that's really what's progressing a lot of storylines. Dark Elevation are very much Heat and Velocity, Jacked and Metal, or even WCW Saturday Night. I think that's kind of way it's going.